He has, um, he said it's already just been hopefully signed things. Chapman is number 10, but he agreed to a new deal with the Yankees instead. 2 years, $30 million left on his contract. And Yasmani Grendel also signed with the White Sox. So he signed with I'll get to him. He signed with the White Sox already, guys. But the number one free agent that he has listed down is Anthony Rendon, the third baseman from the Washington Nationals. And I'll go here to the thoughts that he has. Rendon's days as an overlooked star disappeared with his incredible postseason performance. He hit 328 average. He had a 1.03 OPS, 3 homers, and 15 ribbies in 17 games as the Nationals won the World Series. And that, on top of his incredible second half performance, he hit 336 with a 1.023 OPS, 14 homers, 64 ribbies, and 71 games. Has vaulted him to the top of the SN list, top free agents. This difference between Rendon and the guys in the 2, 3, 4 spots on this list, they're all elite stars, but as a position player, Rendon has the opportunity to make an impact on 162 regular season games, not just 33, and 20-something games in October, not just 5 or 6. Possible destinations he has is the Mets, Yankees, Nationals, Angels, White Sox, Rangers, and Phillies. And they predicted that he will re-sign with the Washington Nationals. Number 2 is Garrett Cole, starting pitcher for the Houston Astros. The big red-hander is everything a contender could want from the top of the rotation ace. He's only 29 years old and should win the AL Cy Young Award when it's announced on the 13th. Unfortunately, that went to Justin Verlander, which will be more than enough for a massive contract. He has 326 strikeouts this season, were the most in MLB since Randy Johnson, 334 in 2002, and the most in the AL since Nolan Ryan, 241 way back in 1977. But then you add in October where he allowed 0 or 1 run in 4 of his 5 starts. That went at least 7 innings every time. Back up the Brinks truck, folks. Predictions, Yankees, Angels, Astros, Dodgers, Padres, and Phillies. And the prediction here, guys, from Sports Nation is that he will sign with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The next guys he has on this list is Steven Strasburg, and he was the starting pitcher for the Washington Nationals. After his incredible postseason performance, 1.98 ERA, 47 strikeouts, and 36 in the third innings, helped lift the Nationals to the World Series championship. Strasburg opted out of his 40-year and $100 million remaining on his current deal. Even if he wants to stay with the Nationals, which isn't even remotely a stretch, opting out was kind of a no-brainer. He was pretty impressive in the regular season, too, leading the NL with 209 innings while striking out 251 and posting a 3.32 ERA with a 3.25 FIP. Possible destinations, Yankees, Nationals, Angels, Padres, Phillies, White Sox. Sports Nation has him re-signing with the Washington Nationals. The next one, guys, is Madison Bumgarner, the starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. Admittingly, it feels wrong to think of Mad Bum wearing any other uniform, but the way the Nationals and Astros rode strong starting pitching into the World Series probably helps his case a bit. His numbers weren't quite as good in 2019. The first time since 2006 he stayed healthy and pitched a full season, but he's still striking out nearly a batter an inning, 8.8 Ks per 9 innings, and still striking out a lot more guys than he walks, 4.72 strikeouts to walks ratio. Maybe this doesn't really matter, but as much as Bumgarner clearly loves to bat, it stands to reason he might prefer an NL team. Giants, Braves, Phillies, Cardinals, Astros, Yankees, and Mets, and the prediction, guys, as he signs with the New York Yankees. J.D. Martinez, the designated hitter for the Boston Red Sox. His numbers dropped a little bit in 2019, but that's mostly because he was incredible in 2017. Martinez still popped 36 homers to go with a 3.304 average, 939 OPS, and a 3.3 WAR as Boston's DH. He has an opt-out with a $2.5 million buyout and 3 years, $62.5 million remaining on his current deal. At this point, of course, with his mediocre glove and back issues, Boston limited his time in the field as much as possible in 2019. He's mostly an AL-only option at DH unless an NL team is just as desperate for a late upgraded in the outfield. Possible destinations, guys, Mariners and White Sox. They predict he will sign with the Chicago White Sox. Update, Martinez decided against opting out of his deal, so he's back with the Boston Red Sox in 2020. So he's not leaving the Red Sox, guys. Josh Donaldson, the third baseman for the Braves. After injury issues in 2017 and 18, Donaldson improved in 2019 on a one-year deal with the Braves, and he's still an elite middle-of-the-order bat. 37 homers and a 900 OPS, who plays above-average defense at third base, and more than one contender could use this combination. He had a 6.1 WAR. At 34 years old, he's not going to win a long deal, but a 2 or 3 year deal with a high AAV seems mutual beneficial for the right team. He's a cheaper but still a win now option for teams that don't land or bid on Rendon. Possible destinations: Phillies, Mets, Cardinals, Braves, Nationals, and Brewers, and they have him re-signing guys with the Atlanta Braves. Hyun-Jin Ryu, the starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ryu made 44 starts over the past 2 seasons and has produced a 2.21 ERA, which is pretty darn impressive. Plus, because he's accepted the Dodgers qualifying offer last year, he will be a free agent, free of draft pick compensation, which would be a big plus for the lefty in this era when teams are hesitant to give up those picks. Possible destinations: Dodgers, Twins, Angels, and Rangers, and they have it predicting re-signing with the Dodgers. Zach Wheeler, starting pitcher. Wheeler's ERA this year was 3.96, was above his career average, but his FIP 3.48 was below his career average. He often looks like a Cy Young candidate out there. You can bet that how his agents will frame his resume. He won't get as much as an elite starters on the market, but he might produce relatively similar numbers. Possible destinations: Mets, Yankees, Angels, Phillies, Dodgers, Cubs. The prediction, guys, is that he signs with the Philadelphia Phillies. And the last 2 guys would be Nicholas Castellanos, the outfielder for the Detroit Tigers. Castellanos clearly revived when he was traded from to the Cubs, and joined a pennant race. In 51 games with Chicago, the corner outfielder hit 16 homers, batted .321, and posted a 1.51 O-pace percentage. Also, he doesn't turn 28 until March 4th, making him a couple years younger than most free agents during the offseason. Possible destinations, guys: Cubs, White Sox, Rays, Indians, Red Sox. They have him predicted to sign with the Boston Red Sox. That would be cool. The last one, guys, is Yasmir Grendel. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to go through what this guy said. He did sign a 4-year, $73 million deal with the Chicago White Sox. That was earlier in the week. I actually had that article all printed out to talk about that he had signed with the White Sox. He had signed with the Chicago White Sox on a 4-year deal. But that basically, guys, is going to wrap up baseball. Again, we're during the off season, but being that December is on the horizon. In fact, guys, the year has gone by way too quick. December 1st will be this Sunday. So we're more than just about 3.5 months away from spring training starting up. And we're going to be right back to talking about baseball again coming up here soon as the teams report in March, catchers and pitchers report, and spring training starts, and then the season rolls into April. So it'll be very, very soon that the baseball will be on the horizon. A lot of these free agents will be signed. I'm working on 2 articles about the Rays and Red Sox during their off season. I'm going to get those up soon. But moving on, guys, like I said, not a lot going on in baseball. I'm going to get some NBA news in here real quick as well. The second half is about Kyrie Irving, who did not play as the Nets went to Boston to play the Boston Celtics. He did not play in that game. I'm going to go through the articles about that and how he did not. A lot of people will say that he didn't want to play in front of Boston. I happened to catch a quick clip yesterday on first take. I'm surprised that Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman were in studio yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. I was really shocked. Usually guys like that are off for the holidays and they have fill-ins, but they were both in studio yesterday unless they taped it, which that could have been too. They may have taped that show. But they said that Boston Celtic fans out there, if you're listening, be scared, because they said if Kyrie Irving, when he does come back with the Nets and you're going after him, signs were up yesterday, don't be surprised if he doesn't, hang 60 on you and stuff like that. That's what they said yesterday. Don't be surprised if you don't get 60 points hung on you and stuff like that. So just to go out there and say that is something else. But he did not play, guys, against the Nets. The Celtics did win that game. And before the game, guys, Kendrick Perkins said that Kyrie looked at the schedule before the season started and planned this whole injury thing. He did not want to go back to Boston. So what he's saying is he was scared. Kendrick Perkins is saying is that Kyrie Irving was scared to play in Boston. He literally played in the first possible game at Cleveland, and skipping future trips to Cleveland had as much to do with Boston resting him against bad teams and he not wanting to go. So I guess what he's saying is that this kind of started when he was in Boston. When they would go to Cleveland, he didn't want to play against his former team. I don't know. Kyrie is a great basketball player from what I've seen. Guys, I'm not a huge NBA fan, but from what I've seen from him, he's a great basketball player. So there's no doubt that he. I don't know what will happen in the future. Will he play when the Nets go back to play Boston? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. A lot of people predict that he will, and they'll drop 60. That's what they say. So again, I'm going by what the experts say about that. But two other kind of quick tidbits on the NBA. This was written by Sasha Fasani. The Lakers have fined Rajon Rondo $35,000. He was ejected in a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Rondo paid the price for unsportsmanlike physical contact on Thunder guard Dennis Schroeder in LA's 131-27 win in Oklahoma City. The Lakers veteran was assessed a flagrant 2 foul and ejected in the fourth quarter at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Rondo appeared to kick Schroeder, with the NBA also penalizing the former on the Saturday for verbal abuse of a game official and failing to leave the court in a timely manner upon ejection. Rondo is averaging 7.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 5.6 assists this season. So he has been fined by the Los Angeles Lakers. And kind of a scary thing, guys. The Utah Jazz Arena was evacuated due to a suspicious package. This happened. This was back November 23rd. So this was back about almost a week ago. Again, guys, I'm trying to find news here. Unintended forced evacuation of Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City on Friday after a game between the Jazz and Warriors. The all-clear was given 2 hours later, just after 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Contained tools. This was something that is interesting to say, that things are getting left. Explosives and stuff like that. In case you guys did not hear, and I talked about this last week on this show, when I did the show last week on Thursday. If you did not hear that there were gunshots fired at a high school football game in New Jersey. It's just a sad scenario, guys, that now and I mean, not just sports fans, but I mean, I like to, because this is a sports show, like to say that it's starting to get to the point where everywhere we go, we have to watch. And it should not be that way. We should be able to go to a basketball game or a football game or hockey or basketball or baseball or whatever you want to, whatever event you're going to, and feel safe